Ho ho ho, you're here. Munvarth knew you'd come, even before we headed to the Mother's Chamber. They call me Yarnsfer, because that's my name, Yarnsfer. So that's why they call me that. Makes sense, doesn't it? To the Mother's Chamber, where we'll dream forever. Munvar says great black ships that devour the sky will take us there. But I don't know if that's true. He makes things up sometimes. Like that time he told me he brought me a giant's tooth. Turned out to just be a regular old walnut shell. He's my friend. My raven friend. I mean, he's a raven. Feathers, wings, a beak, all the raven things. And he's the reason I'm worried. Well, not really him, actually. It's my stupid head. Always forgetting things. Before I entered the Mother's Dream, I told myself, Yarnsver, remember to let Munvarth out. And, of course, I forgot. Damned useless head. I'd rip it off my shoulders and toss it into the abyss if I could. Yeah, he talks to me a lot, and sometimes he says things that make me really wonder how he even knows them. When I asked him, he just said it's a raven secret. But funny thing, he only talks when it's just the two of us. If anyone else is around, he clams up like a corpse. You know, that could actually be it. I mean, I never thought of myself as a mystic. I always figured I was just spouting nonsense, but maybe I'm actually speaking in mysticisms. Oh, that would explain why I forget everything. My head is filled with mystical secrets beyond mortal comprehension, and there's no room left for mundane things. His cage. And the cage is back at my house. But not here, on the other side. You know, in the waking world. Because we're in a dream right now, right? Sometimes I mix it up and forget where I even am. It's this stupid head of mine, I swear. If Munvar stays in that cage, he'll starve to death. I left him food, but not enough to last a lifetime. Well, I mean, it'll last a lifetime. Just a short one. You don't have to rub it in. I already feel bad enough. Not only did I leave him, but as long as I carry this worry, I can't go deeper into the dream. You will. I do it myself, but I can't go back anymore. For Toids, dreams are a one-way journey. Both Munvarth and I would be forever grateful. Here, this is the key to his cage. It works like any key. Just stick it in the lock and turn it. I hope I can travel back to the waking world. And please, make sure to apologize to Munvarth for me. Hello, it is you. Did you manage to free him from the cage? Thank you. I hope he finds a new home, or at least some other ravens to keep him company. And I can already feel my burden lifting. Now I can join Mother and Senya in their chamber.
You have come, Walker in the Weirdness. Jarnsfor, Rune, Alfild, Thrym. You do not yet grasp the weight you have lifted from their shoulders. No matter how great or small their burden, it still bound them, kept them from journeying towards the deepest layer of the dreaming. But now they may step into Mother's chamber, and you shall be granted this privilege as well. After all, this is why you are here, is it not? Yes, that is why you will enter Mother's chamber, Walker. The choices that must be made shall be made within. No matter the outcome, you have the gratitude of all Thoid. Were it not for you, we could not have embraced the dreaming. We could not have stood before Mother's chamber. Do not fear. No harm will come to you in the dreaming. I know that you are expected, Walker. Indeed, the time has come.
I have watched your journey, Walker in the Weirdness. I saw how you helped the lost Thoid children face their burdens, the weight that kept them from entering this chamber. For that, you have my gratitude. But I know you have your own purpose. Now tell me what it is. So you have chosen to follow the voice of the tribes and his fading hope. Gerfan, a man who so desperately wished to be a unifier, who carries such a deep thirst for retribution, while I strengthened my bonds with the human children of the Thoid tribe. I learned much of his mission. He believes tradition can be a driving force, that some things must unfold as they always have. That is why he waits for Ingavi. But Ingavi's place is here, among us. And when her kin entered my chamber, the Thoid Elder's burden was lifted. She has no reason to remain in a world crumbling into ruin. all for the ambitions of one old man. The Thoid are not needed by anyone. Gerfan clings to his dreams of unification and retribution, stubbornly picking at wounds that refuse to heal. Tell me, Walker, do you truly believe uniting the Del Rita will change the fate of this world? That marching for Camelot will break the cycle? The Thoid have suffered enough. Now they have a choice. Leave this crumbling world behind, or stay and drown with it. You ask me to let them fade into nothingness. I cannot allow that. I don't want to.
Enough. There is no reasoning with the giant's stubborn nature. No matter what you say, she'll keep dragging you deeper into the labyrinth of her mind. That is why I ordered the giants to sleep. Their nature was unpredictable. They reveled in strange manipulations, willing to wager their own lives in primitive bets and frivolous games. And so, I speak. Whatever this one demands, grant it. That is the order of the king to whom you swore fealty.
I was wondering how long you would stay silent, letting the human whose body you stole speak for you. You have lasted surprisingly long. I suppose emptiness and oblivion have taught you some humility. Nevertheless, greetings, Arthur. I am glad I have finally dreamt of this moment. The moment I can tell you, face to face, that everything is your fault. Avalon is falling because you existed. Because you continue to exist. This is also the moment I accuse you of murdering my children. And the children of the other giants. Your human king got to know us well. When he ordered the giants to sleep, he knew that our children could not dream. Dreaming is something giants grow into with age. Having no choice but to obey, we left our children behind in the waking world. Alone, defenseless, condemned to the coldness of death. Quiestra, the child I once held in my arms, never dreamed with me. While I built layer upon layer of my dreaming, she was dying. But I had time. Enough time to dream of Sonder. A place and a state where death holds no power. There, I will dream, Quiestra. I will give shelter to the entire Thoid tribe, including Ingavi. I will not abandon any more children to the waking world.
I have made many terrible mistakes during my reign, but I always considered what was best for my people. At least, that was my intention. I wanted to make Avalon our home, free from the plague, free from forces that would seek to oppose us. I thought that my return would restore balance, that I could prevent Avalon's fall.
Your idea of what is good is twisted, human king. As for you, mortal, yes, you need the blessing of the tribes to claim the crown. Those were the terms of the sacred pact, but you will have to manage without the Thoid. They will all come with me into Sonder. I will care for them as if they were my own children. And I will save them from this world's corruption. You? How could you? Here you are, at the mercy of the mortal whose body, soul, and mind you have infected. I'm glad to see you trapped so, Arthur. But as for your words, human child, how can I be sure you'll follow through on this decision? Yes. In the end, it is because of you that so many of the Thoid will embark on their journey to Sonder. You have sacrificed yourself for our path. So now, I sacrifice something dear to me. Though it may not be a gracious gesture, I will accept this exchange. Your word for Ingavi. Her fate is now yours. I release Ingavi from her journey to Sonder. May she carry the burden of the Thoid who remain in the waking world. But you, leave now and let us dream.
And what do you think would have become of Avalon if the warlike Dalrita, already revering the giants as they are now, had the chance to worship them as living, active beings? The giants were too powerful to remain among us, especially on lands gifted to the tribes of the Dalrita. There were those among us who demanded their complete destruction. That I would not allow. It was already punishment enough that they enslaved their own children and used them as a bargaining tool. I do not blame the Theod mother for her anger. She has every right to it. At the time, I saw no other way. We had no way to control the giants, and we couldn't allow them to form an alliance with the Four-Dwellers. So we resorted to deception. The giants are cunning creatures. Had we not gained the upper hand, they would have turned on us at the first opportunity. I am not proud of it, but war follows its own cruel laws. It is. And you should stop asking questions when you already know the answer. That way, you won't be so easily bored.
Walker in the Weirdness, you return. Welcome. I don't know what to say. Has Mother sensed my doubts? My true burden? Deep down, I've always felt that Sonder was not my destiny. I envied Therov for joining One-Eye's rebellion and getting to see the world. I envied Taranis for his work with the Alchemists' Guild. Now I will have the chance to know real life. But I cannot be the elder of a tribe with no tribe. Perhaps I will join those who refused Mother's call. For the first time in my life, I feel free. I don't know how Gerfan will react to an elder without a tribe. But, well, he summoned me, so I will come. There is a reason why the Thoid made me their elder. My power, despised by the other Delrida, is truly unrivaled. And on the battlefield, a skilled Thoid is worth 10 Volker warriors steeped in Mather's fury. The Thoid. We have long been divided between those who follow Mother and those who were deaf to her call. Or at least, that's what we believed. That they were cowards, unfaithful, ungrateful wretches. But I was never convinced by those words. To me, they were simply brothers who dared to walk their own path, even at the cost of eternity. Deep down, I admired them. I am still Thoid, and I am young. When I come of age, I can bring more Thoid into this world, perhaps even with the help of those who return home one day. It's hard to say, but I don't truly care. They will either accept us, or they won't. But who knows? Perhaps this time we will grow closer to them. I've always thought they envied our direct connection to Mother. With Mother gone, perhaps we will finally build a true rapport. I am certain they will be. They will believe what they choose to believe. It will be a new beginning. My role as elder was to guide the Thoid of old to the dreaming. But those who come after them will live in the waking world, and I will guide them too. At last, I will be allowed to grow up, and I'll admit, I cannot wait. I know I will always wonder what Sonder would have been like, and I know my heart will grieve for my kin. But something tells me this path is not closed to me forever. If there truly is a place we go after death, perhaps it is Sonder. That would also align with Runa's claim that Sonder is a trap, and that, in truth, everyone dies before entering Sonder. Maybe he was right. If so, then when I die, my soul will awaken in Sonder. I will see my tribe again. And finally, I will meet Mother. That is what I have decided to believe. See you at the moot, Walker in the Weirdness. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
Yes? Who have you managed to convince? This pleases me greatly. The Svein are the finest scouts this land has ever known. Their skills will be invaluable in the war, and in shaping Avalon afterward. Allow me, in return for your effort and intervention, to return this piece of armor to you. It will improve your chances in the trials of the King's threat. How did you manage to convince the Twyde tribe? They've always kept to themselves, no matter the hardships we faced. You've done the impossible, and I want to give you an artifact the Twyde tribe once guarded. Here, a part to the King's armor they were tasked with guarding. It will aid you as you face the challenges of the King's threat. Could it be that the Volker have uncovered the truth about Mother? Unbelievable. Of all the tribes, I thought the Volker would be the least likely to show. Take these pieces of the King's armor, once guarded by the Volker. A gift in return for the help you gave him. May they serve you well in the King's threat. You have no idea how glad I am that the threat of Tryggve has passed, and that they've managed to appoint a new chieftain. The members of the Ulfred tribe are always the first to fight. Their strength and endurance are unmatched. Without them, we could forget about any real war effort, especially against Camelot. So, allow me to offer you a gift in thanks for aiding their tribe. A unique piece of our King's armor, forged by Ulfr himself, the very forefather they take their name from. Go now, my king, and reclaim your crown. All the tribes can do now is patiently wait for your return.
Now you ask me, when it was your choices and actions that led to those consequences. You managed to unite all of the Talrita. That is no small feat, especially considering they tend to fight each other when they have no one else to battle. Gerfana should be pleased.
his burden, the man beneath the myth. I am the face that time forgot, the name that was never enough.
First, you used these people to win yourself a kingdom, and now you herded them here under threat of being stomped to death by giants if they leave or disobey. After all that they've gone through, all that they've done, all that they've suffered, this is how you intend to repay them?
No kingdom will stand with people like them within its borders. They would have to change their ways. The Del Rita are not ready for this. You know this.
You did worse than all of them combined, and you are the one responsible for all they've done so far. They fought for your name and under your banners. Does this mean you're not fit to be a king? Not ready to have a kingdom?
I left the heritage of Pendragon behind me. I severed the ties between myself and my tribe. I lost all that tied me to the past when I became king. I set a new path for myself. They are not ready to do that.
Bullshit. You forced them to go against their sacred traditions. You destroyed their identities. They betrayed their comrades because you ordered them to. They kidnapped the children of the giants because you told them to do it. Everything they did was so that you could win this war. And now what? You're going to punish them for being your best, fiercest soldiers, most loyal of your men? Oh, stop with your excuses already. You broke them, and now you're abandoning them to starve or freeze to death in these damned lands.
This kingdom needs to be built on peace, Caradoc. Letting them live among merchants, lords, and ladies in Camelot or Timberwall. How would that go?
Exactly as anyone would expect it to go.
So we would end up with a civil war. Right after we've won the war that almost annihilated us all.
Oh, damn you. I've had enough. I stood by you through everything. Even what you did to me. To Seawall. I let it all slide. I told myself it was for something, for a noble cause. But this is where I draw the line. I renounce my oaths, and I'm walking away. Put a blade in my back if that helps you sleep. I don't care. Not anymore.
Now I remember it all. I left the best of my people here. I betrayed their loyalty. And for what? Everything is in ruin. Everything I struggled to build is corrupted. This land, it had a glorious past, but it has no future. There is no way to save it. I know. I see it now. And it was my decision that cost them the ability to grow and change. I may have been right about the diagnosis. Now I see I could have been wrong about the cure. The tribes helped us win the war. They were fearless and followed every order. They were the most loyal of all. But I left them broken. And after the war, their bloodlust was insatiable. I had to do something. This felt like the only choice. The Giants sided with our enemy. We had to find a way to remove them from the equation. So, under cover of night, the tribes stole their children. I told the Giants their offspring were our hostages, and that we would slaughter them if they refused to bend the knee. One of the most humiliating moments of that whole war, both for me and for the Del Rita. Caradoc had the clearest eyes of any of us. He saw things for what they were. And I think I destroyed that. Destroyed him with all I did. I turned him into this. And now he's only a shadow of the man I once knew. He used to carry hope. Now all he carries is vengeance. I come from the Pendragon bloodline, a heritage drenched in as much blood as that of the Del Rita. A heritage that pillaged and fought in the homelands for longer than anyone can remember, and unable to build anything that withstood the test of time. I decided to leave it behind me when we won the war against the Four Dwellers, and built our kingdom on Avalon on stronger foundations. Now we've seen that my bloodline must have been cursed. There's nothing left. Nothing worth saving. Nothing worth rebuilding. I gave everything I had to this land. My blood, my soul, my name. And the land devoured it all. I betrayed the ones who believed in me. I cut down the men who fought for me. I turned away from my own blood to build something better. And all I built was another ruin. I thought I was forging a future. I was just extending the fall. Do what you want. There's nothing about this land that I recognize anymore. All I've ever done got turned into dust, corrupted against my intentions, destroyed. Why bother?
Once and future king, you return. Speak your will through the mortal you now inhabit. Is it time for us to awaken? The Delrita have long been our allies. Through their eyes, we have watched your kingdom fall into corruption. Camelot will fall. Your will shall be done.
Who I am is of no importance. But you... I felt the wordness stir with your presence. I was planning to wait until our paths cross naturally, but my impatience got the better of me. Your Majesty, it's an honor to have you with us again. I'm a Pict. I can sense the wordness and the spirits within it. The soul you carry. I felt it grow stronger and take shape as you made your way across Avalon. How could I not recognize His Majesty when he's been so long awaited? I suppose I am, in a way, although not as a supplicant. I come bearing knowledge that may be of use to His Majesty. It concerns his closest friends, with the great Merlin himself among them. Yes, the very same. First of their names. Their fates are woven into the fabric of this island, and the paths to their tombs lie wide open for the only one who can call upon them once more. Let His Majesty's soul guide you. Look for the symbols of what he left behind, what became part of you. The land remembers its king, and it will answer to you. For years, his tomb has been lost to the world, as if hidden by Avalon itself. But as the king's soul pieced itself together, the old paths started to reveal themselves, including the one leading to Merlin's final resting place. I went to see for myself, but the wordness there is twisted, its pulse erratic. Not lifeblood, but pus, slowly seeping from an open wound. I have never felt it like that before. The great Merlin was meant to be resting in peace, yet I'm no longer sure he is resting at all. I don't know what he is. According to the tales, he fell during the siege of Tuathan. Yet until now, no one even knew what became of his body, or where he was buried. Merlin was His Majesty's closest friend, but his final fate seems strangely obscured. Merlin's tomb will not open for me, nor for anyone else, except His Majesty, except you. If his soul is not at rest, if something has happened to it, I shudder to think what that could mean for Avalon. I'll admit, I have no idea what horrors might await you inside. I don't yet know your strengths and weaknesses, but whatever they are, I urge you to remain cautious. Because, as important as I think this is, I don't want to send you to your death. I will not pretend the path ahead of you is an easy one. But I do believe it is worth taking. Not just for Avalon, but for Arthur. Our king deserves the chance to say goodbye properly. I imagine there is much that was left unsaid between them. Anger and resentment that grew and grew, yet never found release. And endings are important, even bitter ones. Thank you. I hope this won't be the last time we see each other. Arthur's knights await the return of their king. It would be cruel to deny them this chance.
We are ready to begin the moot. We were only waiting for your return, once and future king. You were strong enough to walk the king's thread, and you conquered it. What is your will, my king? What decision have you made regarding the giants? Glory be to you, once and future king. Fame and honor to you for all time. Thanks to you, Camelot will fall, and with it, the dead laws and the suppression of the Dalrida tribes. Thank you, my king, for your intervention. I, the voice of the Dalrida tribes, accept your decision with humility and gratitude.
Arthur, at last we stand before one another. It has been a long while, my old friend. Tell me, are you prepared to behold your life as I have seen it? Are you ready to face the weight of choices you never made, and the paths you allowed to wither? You could have had everything, Arthur. You could have been everything. It was within your grasp. But you were too weak, too uncertain to claim true greatness. You never understood that by turning away from becoming a Four-Dweller, you betrayed all who placed their hope in you. Hope for peace, for order, for strength, for the taming of the weirdness, for Avalon to become a true home at last. Had you heeded me, the Four-Dwellers would have vanished from this world, and the pure potential of the weirdness would have belonged to us alone. You would have stood as the rightful sovereign of this land. What a waste. Before you finally opened your eyes and did what was necessary. remember how long it took to decide to imprison the giant's children? You kept refusing to use them as leverage, even though it was clear from the start that it was the only path to victory. What did the lives of a handful of children matter when the survival of all mankind hung in the balance? Tell me, Arthur, are you satisfied with what Avalon has become? Look upon it carefully. This is all you're doing. Now do you see what your hesitation brought? Great death stands in it comes fear, chaos, and annihilation. Had you allowed me to complete your transformation, you would stand as lord over them all. The Pale Lady's grief would have been soothed, the wound between worlds sealed, and the Red Death would never have stirred again. Tell me, Arthur, how does it feel to see centuries of suffering that never had to be? All of it could have been spared had you not faltered. War demands sacrifice, and sacrifice must be seen through. Had you allowed me to finish what I began, Sul and Caradoc would not have suffered in vain. I did all that could be done to secure your victory. All that was required of you was to claim it. And even that you failed to do. You proved yourself weak, unworthy. No one should ever have placed their faith in you. And now you cling to yet another innocent soul. Tell me, Arthur, what will remain of him when your journey is done? You are the true poison of this land. Arthur, all has been said. Are you prepared? Step forward, coward.
Merlin. What is there to speak of? He said all that needed to be said, did he not? Merlin wished to end the war as quickly as possible. The price of such a victory did not matter to him, and I chastised him for it. Yet he was right. So many pointless deaths could have been avoided if only my resolve hadn't wavered so much. Was he? And yet he spoke as if he knew me. Knew all my failures. All my darkest thoughts. The ones I used to confide in him at my lowest. He spoke the truth. My indecisiveness crippled me, and in turn it crippled Avalon. No, that was truly Merlin. Or at least the part of him I let down the most. It was a hollow victory, marked by rivers of spilled blood and a mountain of corpses. This land is forever tainted by death because I let my weaknesses rule me. I hesitated to use the giants, I spared the Four-Dwellers. And now, instead of flourishing, all of Avalon is paying the price for my indecisiveness. You have too good a heart. I hope it won't be your undoing. I wish we lived in a better world. One where I wouldn't have to worry about that. Where your words were true. But we do not. And I am to blame for that. Please, do not try to absolve me. I do not deserve it. Not even from you. I can only hope there might still be a way to fix my mistakes. But for now, let us move on. Time to end this farce.